Hey guys, sorry about the long delay with the new video. Some things happened and we got all busy. Anyways, I hope you're all staying safe and enjoy the new video.
Hey you, over here!
You talking to me?
Yes! You're the only one who can see this screen. You like fun and addicting games, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to join me and all these wonderful characters in the game?
Yeah.
Well, what are you waiting for? Come right on in and experience the joys of mobile games!
Wait, but I'm more of a PC gamer.
Mobile games. You know them from the many ads you see on your phone. They range from the good games that are worth playing, to the ones where you get frustrated watching idiots play them. You know, those games that are like, only 3% of players can pass this level. It's so frustrating.
Though, before the rise of this medium, many would say they would forget about the good old days. You know, when the smartphone was only an infant.
Oh yeah, the times when we played on tiny screens that were just a little bit bigger than your credit card. Nowadays, the phone screens are about half the size of your face.
Of course, a lot of the games we remember are now off the App Store.
Yeah, it's such a shame we can't play many of the games that gave us such good memories. Speaking of which, what was your first experience with mobile games?
My first experience stemmed from my parents' first iPhones. They were 3Gs in fact. I remember getting excited when I first saw some ads online, advertising such advanced technology. I would like to take their phones and download every free game possible on the App Store.
For me, the first mobile game I played was Fruit Ninja. My auntie had it on her phone when we were on a big family holiday. My cousins and I spent ages trying to beat her high score. Because we were young, we were furiously swiping at the screen to hit every fruit. But then we would die to the bombs. My auntie was hitting combos to get bigger scores than we could ever reach at that time.
Before long, I got my own smart device. I'll be on my iPod 4 going crazy with the games that were available. Like, many will know, Doodle Jump. Such a simple game, yet I'll be playing that for hours.
When I got my first smartphone, the iPhone 3G, the game I played most was Jetpack Joyride. It kept me quiet and occupied for hours.
With so many memories built into our smartphones, what's your top 3 mobile games?
Like, top 3 mobile games of all time, or top 3 old games?
Ah, you know which one I'm talking about. Actually no. I wasn't quite clear with the question. The latter, I guess?
So how are we going to do this? You pick your third, then I pick my third, and we work our way up to first? Alright then, you can start. What's your third favourite game?
My number 3 would be Temple Run. Though there are now multiple clones that use the continuous running away from something mechanic, this one was the cream of the crop. The one that took the first napkin off the table. I first knew about the game in an Apple store. The demo of the game was the first app that caught my eyes. Well, I for one, only briefly watched an Indiana Jones film on a television one night. Though that did not stop me from relating to the characters.
Interesting. My third pick would have to be Citus. It's a music game that was released in January 2012, and while it did cost $5 at the time, my sister and I were able to convince our dad to buy it for us on our iPad. After getting it on the iPad, we did that trick where we signed in to the same Apple ID on our iPhones to get it for free. Looking back on it now, it's definitely one of my favourite games, but I'm giving it third place because unlike my first 2 picks, this game is still playable on the App Store. So what's your second pick?
Running off your favourite Rayok game, I'm going to choose Demo for my second best. This was probably the first music genre game that I started playing pretty heavily. before my fall to degeneracy to the lords of anime, this was a brilliant start to the world of anime rhythm games. Well, it's anime-like, just with piano scores instead of the typical dubstep. I'll always like the character Demo, the tall and depressed boy that likes to play his sorrows away.
It's nice to see that you also had a favourite music game. My second pick definitely has to be Cartoon Wars 2. This game was released in 2010 by Blue GNC and Gameville. It is a defense strategy game where you had to defend yourself against waves of monsters. There was a Cartoon Wars 1, but I didn't like playing it as much because it didn't have much to offer as it was only the first game. On the other hand, Cartoon Wars 2 had the campaign, along with other modes such as Endless Mode and Save Santa mode. They've also added lots more units that you can buy and add to your team. Some were upgraded units of your old ones, and some are completely new. Like this Archangel and this Super Mech.
The number one game that I'd choose would be, without a doubt, Gameville's Zenonia 4. I remember back in year 7 when my friends and I would find the best RPGs and attempt to speedrun them. This was probably the one which got some hype out of the group, with its aesthetic, pixel graphics and game design. For an RPG on the phone, this series was extremely well made for being absolutely free. Well, not gonna lie, this was straight up a gem of its time. Sadly, it's kinda glitched to stop at this point of the plot. Man, I wanna finish it!
And my first pick is Metal Storm Online. I may not have spent the most hours on this game, but looking back on it now, I can say that it is 100% my favourite game back when I still had the iPhone 4. Your role in this game is as a pilot, and your mission is to destroy the enemy vehicles without them destroying your plane. Enemies normally ranged from other jets, but sometimes you had tanks and you even had battleships. The hard thing about the battleships is that they sometimes had nukes, which you also had to destroy to protect your fleet. Your primary weapons were 2 missiles and a machine gun. These had unlimited ammo, but they had small damage. As you completed missions, you could buy stronger weapons that would have some more perks. As you leveled up, your missiles would have more heat-seeking capabilities, so you could just fire away and they would track and destroy your enemies for you. Even after finishing all of the campaign, there was a multiplayer mode which let you go head-to-head against other players online. You could even connect to Game Center and play with friends or challenge your friends in survival mode, where they would send 20 waves of planes that you had to shoot down in order to survive. It's very sad that this game isn't on the App Store anymore. If it still was, I would still love to play it right now, and I'd still try to get my friends into it and play with them, because I enjoyed this game so much. It was so much fun. I miss it a lot.
Oh damn! You have some pretty good tastes. I actually recognize some of the ones you've picked.
Yeah, I recognize some of the games you had too, though I didn't play them. But it's still good to see that we had similar tastes and different tastes.
Do you also love the games we've picked? Surely there's some spicier ones you can tell us in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you.